Hello and welcome to another video. In this video you're going to see all the dogs that I walked over a few days, and then I'm going to also tell you some news that's going on in the dog world as well, so I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing is, how do you feel when you go out for a coffee or a drink that you can take your dog with you? I think most of us nowadays, if we own a dog, really want that because we want to spend as much time as we can with them, don't we? So house builder Barrett of London found that Google searches for dog-friendly cafes have jumped by 2,400% recently. And one of the top ones is called Pause for Coffee in Hampton Hill, attracting 4.6 stars from 340 Google reviews. I know that Starbucks allow dogs in, which is really good of them, and various sort of bespoke cafes and restaurants and pubs do it as well, but it'd be lovely if it spread more and more. I know in certain parts of the country in England it's more prevalent that you can go and sort of sit with your dog somewhere. So down on the southwest coast, that's a really dog friendly area, whereas Essex, where I live at the moment, is not so much, but it's getting better. It's definitely getting better. In other news, leading pet insurance provider Many Pets has revealed that lameness is the most expensive medical condition to treat, with the average claim setting owners back £618. Lameness seems to be becoming more prevalent, more obviously in older dogs, and we had it with our old Yorkie, and what we did, we went to the vet and they suggested that there was an injection that they have once a month, and it helps with arthritis and the lameness, and so we did that, and it was about £70 a month, so it was very expensive, but it worked an absolute treat. So if you're struggling with your dog with arthritis or lameness, it might be worth asking your vet about the monthly injection that they could possibly have. It changes their life for quite a long time. In other news, it's a red card for Rudy. A young golden retriever was jokingly put up for sale on social media after eating his owner's precious Carabao Cup final tickets. Lifelong Newcastle fan Alan was horrified to find the envelope containing his tickets to the match in tatters on the doormat. But 11-month-old Rudy, who was about to start training as a therapy dog for autistic children, was forgiven after Newcastle the club agreed to replace Alan's tickets. So what do you think is the most affectionate breed out there? Would it be the Labrador or a Poodle? Well, actually the Cockapoo is the most affectionate breed, whilst the German Shepherd is the most loyal, according to research done by rover.com. So we've all been there, haven't we? Our puppy, if we have a puppy, is doing really well, and they're really sort of learning all your little teachings like sit and stay and wait when you wait by the roadside and all that sort of thing, and then suddenly they hit that 8 to 11-month-old phase, which is known as the teenage phase with dogs, and they become, what can I use the word, they can become very cheeky. But don't give up, because that's the time when they're pushing the boundaries a little bit. They've learnt about the world with you, but then they're starting to have a little think about looking at it in their own way. So they might well sort of take that little bit longer to come back to you, or they might just get a bit cheeky on a walk, pick up something they shouldn't, and then run around with it without dropping it and that sort of thing. But don't give up. This is when a lot of people start to struggle, but if you go back, sort of in training we call it back chaining and sequencing, and you go back and break down the training into smaller, more manageable chunks. For example, if your dog doesn't want to give you a retrieve item, then you train them to hold it first, and then train to give, and then add on the fetch as well, so then they bring it back to you. So you can break the training back down. There's a thing called behavioural extinction, and it's where dogs will learn something and they'll get to the point where they're really good at it, and then they'll have a little wobble where they hit these naughty months, and the extinction is the part when they actually come to the end of that and they start going back to the better behaviour that you've taught them. So yeah, don't give up when you're training a pup or even an older dog. Consistency is key. So use words that the dog will learn and understand. Don't be talking to them for too long, because most dogs understand body language more than talk. I think it's 80% body language, 20% vocal. So you can use hand signals for wait, for stay, for drop, and all those sort of things. And everyone can do it their own way. It doesn't have to be one way of doing it, but just be consistent when they hit that age. Take the training back if you need to, strip it back to the beginning and start again, even if they have to go back onto a long line for a little while if they're not starting to do their recall very well. But don't give up, push through it, because on the other side of it they'll be back to being a lovely dog with that consistency, putting boundaries, limitations in place that a dog understands. Yeah, keep going with it. So if you've got a dog that really pulls on the lead and makes it really hard work, a little tip which might help you is when they get to the end of the lead, do a little tiny pull and turn direction, or walk the other way for a little while. You'll tend to find that it starts to discombobulate them, and they will start to follow you and look to you much more. Well, that brings me to the end of this week's video. Please like, subscribe and hit that little bell, and you'll hear and see much more of what I do. I produce some shorts during the week, and then one big video I tend to do once a week. But thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.